Welcome to the end zone. Let's move the chains. Russell Wilson possibly being traded to the Chicago Bears. Let's dive into it and look at some quotes from NFL insiders. There's a great article from Bleacher Report by Rob Goldberg talking about what the possibilities are of this Seahawks and Bears trade. And in this article, there are some quotes from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, who's an NFL insider, and this is what he had to say. The expectation league-wide is that Chicago is going to try to take a big swing here at getting Russell. Now, Seattle has given no clear indication that they are going to trade him. Russell himself still does not expect to be traded, but Chicago is going to at least try to make that change and put together a package. And from what we've seen, all the signs have been pointing towards that, making sure they have cap space to make a trade like this. That's what most people around the league expect. I'm told Russell Wilson is intrigued by Chicago's market, offensive-minded head coach, and emerging offensive lines. But make no mistake, according to Fowler, Chicago has scoured the earth for the last few weeks looking at their quarterback options. They're looking at everything: trade, free agency, draft. So in the end, it could result at a gun for hire to speak with Ryan Fitzpatrick or Andy Dalton, somebody they know is not a long-term answer, but can be a bridge to get them another year, or through another year. Really, the goal in Chicago is simple: get their first 4,000-yard passer in franchise history. However, they have to do it. So there you go, Chicago fans, kind of a little bit of an outlook. So Seattle may not want to trade, but they potentially have a progressive name your price tool here on this trade for Chicago. They can say, okay, you want Russell Wilson? Give us, gosh, I don't know, like 5 first-round draft picks. It could be something absurd like that, just a huge trade. Maybe some players. We really don't know at this point what Seattle wants because they have no clear indication that they're going to trade Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson is intrigued by the Chicago market, so he must like Matt Nagy. Also, the Chicago defense is something that could help him out there, have a defense that he could rely on to win some football games. But if you're Chicago, think of best situation, you get Russell Wilson in at quarterback, you give up a bunch of draft picks and possibly a player or two. Worst situation, you go into free agency, get Ryan Fitzpatrick or Andy Dalton. I'd prefer Fitzpatrick over Dalton, although those aren't really bad options. And then maybe drafting a quarterback, but do they want to draft another quarterback? Because, they went through this whole thing with Mitch Trubisky. It's obvious that he was not the quarterback they thought that he could be. And this year's draft class, there are some really, really talented quarterbacks out there, but the surefire ones are up top. And since Chicago made it to the playoffs, they're not going to be able to get one of those elite quarterbacks. So they might end up going with Ryan Fitzmagic or Andy Dalton if they cannot get Russell Wilson. Another guy could possibly be Jacoby Brissett. I don't know. There's some other quarterbacks out there. Probably not Alex Smith because of the injuries. I know people have concerns about that, although Alex Smith, I would love to see him in a Bears uniform. And of course, there's the possibility of Deshaun Watson, but it seems as of now, the Houston Texans are pretty defiant in trading Deshaun Watson. As for that, I'd love to know your opinions down below on the situation. Do you think that Russell Wilson could end up a Chicago Bear by the end of this free agency and trade madness? Because it would take Chicago to the next level. I think if they had Russell Wilson, to me, you could possibly say, yes, Super Bowl contenders right there, then and there, with Russell Wilson at quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. With Ryan Fitzmagic, Andy Dalton, they're just another team. I'd love to know your opinions down below. Thanks for watching the End Zone. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, as always, so we can move the chains.